Welcome back to Personal Finance Time, where headlines stop shouting and your plan starts talking. This week's loop: the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, and India. We'll translate central bank tea leaves into mortgage math, turn inflation noise into grocery lists you can actually afford, and finish with one page of money moves you can complete in under an hour. If calm, plain English money helps, tap subscribe. Shorts boost reach, long videos build watch hours. Both keep these free. Promise up front: no doom spirals, no hopium. Just calm stories, practical checklists, and a tiny bit of humor, because laughing at a price tag is cheaper than crying over it. Programming note: this recap is built for real households, parents juggling backpacks and bills, roommates splitting rent, graduates starting careers, and retirees squeezing value from every dollar, pound, Aussie dollar, or rupee. If you've ever yelled at a grocery receipt, you're in the right place. How to listen. Hear the big picture, grab the personal play, ignore the noise. The news cycle loves extremes, our budgets love routines. We'll keep returning to the same small levers: housing costs, energy, debt, savings, investing, and income, because those levers move more than any single headline. The rule for every section: one story, one checklist, one small action you can do today. Your future self cares less about perfect information and more about finished steps. United States. Wallet weather hook. The American wallet is in a cooler but not cold season. Prices aren't screaming, mortgage rates aren't at last year's peak, and the job market is easing from urgent hire to careful hire. That mix creates opportunity and traps on the same spreadsheet. Budget reality. Build a repeatable month. Pick 5 cheap dinners your household actually likes, rotate them, and treat restaurant nights as planned celebrations, not stress reactions. Consistency beats coupons left in the glove compartment. Housing and AMP. Mortgages. If you own, scout a refinance or recast. Not because the internet yelled, now, but because your math says, soon. 3 quotes, including a credit union, a no-points version, and a lender credit version. If the rate drop recovers closing costs in roughly 24 to 36 months, great. If not, consider a recast. Throw a lump sum at principal and ask your lender to lower the payment without replacing the whole loan. Renters. Widen the map, tighten the math. A deal isn't a listing price, it's the all-in monthly payment, taxes, utilities, commute, repairs, that still lets you buy groceries and save. A good place at the wrong number is a bad place for you. Debt and AMP. Credit. Credit card APRs are still the dragon. Ladder out. List balances by APR. Send any extra to the highest rate, minimum the rest, and automate one extra payment so momentum doesn't depend on heroic willpower. If you need psychology, snowball a tiny card first for a quick win, then pivot back to avalanche. Income and AMP. Career. Quietly price check your job. If your growth has stalled, interview to learn your market rate. Negotiate total comp, salary, bonus, benefits, remote flexibility. Loyalty is lovely, rent is due. Investing. Dollar cost average on schedule. Broad, low-cost funds handle most of the heavy lifting. A headline is not a strategy, a routine is. Taxes and AMP. Benefits. If you have an HSA, fund it like a stealth retirement account with a medical theme. Keep receipts, invest the dollars you don't need this year, and reimburse your future self tax-free. Grab every match your employer offers, it's the nearest thing to free money in finance. Story. Elena, a nurse in Phoenix. She almost refinanced on the first quote, then learned closing costs meant break-even at month 44. A credit union shaved 0.25% and moved break-even to month 30. The lesson: one extra quote can be worth 4 figures. Story: Marcus, a teacher in Atlanta. He tracked 10 grocery staples in a notes app for 4 weeks, switched brands on 4 items, and saved enough to cover his phone bill. The lesson: tiny switches beat dramatic vows. Story: Priya, a software project manager in Chicago. She called her card issuer after 18 on-time payments. They cut her APR by 3 points. The lesson: a 5-minute call can beat a weekend shift, at least in interest saved. Checklist: USA, do today. 1. Refi or recast scout. 2. List debts by APR and automate 1 extra payment. 3. Freeze 3 impulse categories for 7 days. 4. Price check insurance once a year. 5. Write your money rule on paper. We don't chase headlines. We chase our plan. United Kingdom. Money moves hook. In the UK, picture sunshine with a stubborn breeze. A modest rate trim helps borrowers at the margins, but energy bills remain the wild card and the weekly shop still requires strategy. Mortgages. If you're on a tracker, note the pass-through date. If your fix is ending, request a product transfer quote from your lender and brokered alternatives from the market. Sometimes loyalty pays. Sometimes it charges a politeness premium. Certainty is part of the return. Sleep matters. Energy and AMP. Utilities. Standing charges are the sneaky villain. Compare tariffs on unit rate plus standing charge for your actual usage. Do the unfun hour now. Draft proof, bleed radiators, calibrate smart thermostats, and apply for any support schemes early. Groceries and AMP. School spend. Keep a tiny price book for 10 items you always buy. Push back on school lists that drift into nice to have. Kids need sharpened pencils, not brand sponsorships. Savings and AMP. Investing. Use ISA allowances. Keep emergency cash truly separate from holiday savings. For long-term, a global index fund and an annual rebalance beat trying to outguess markets. Premium bonds? Fun sparkles, not a strategy. Story: Hannah, a first-time buyer in Bristol. She asked her lender for a retention offer and a broker for outside quotes. The lender sharpened its pencil to keep her. The lesson: polite pressure pays. Story: Imran, a parent in Manchester. He spent a Saturday draft proofing. Cost: less than a takeaway. By January, warmer evenings, calmer bills. The lesson: small home tweaks print savings all winter. Story: Ava, a shop assistant in Glasgow. She skipped 3 optional items on the school list. No one noticed and the budget exhaled. The lesson: saying no to optional is allowed. Checklist: UK, do today. 1. Compare fix versus tracker with your actual payments. 2. Photograph your meter. Compare unit plus standing charges. 3. Price book 10 staples. 4. Move one bill to a cheaper provider. 5. Set calendar reminders for benefit deadlines. If a tip saved you even $10, hit like so more families find this. Australia, price check. Hook. Australia just got a modest rate trim, inflation flickered higher with electricity, and households are still juggling groceries, power, and rent. Mortgages. Offsets and redraws are homegrown superpowers. Parking spare cash in an offset slices interest without locking funds. Call your bank for a rate review. New customers shouldn't be the only ones getting deals. Energy. If you're on time of use, shift laundry and the dishwasher to off-peak windows. Log smart meter data monthly so leaks don't become surprises. Rebates come and go. Set reminders to reapply when required. Groceries. Rotate Kohl's, Woolies, and Aldi based on your top 15 items this week, not brand loyalty. Meal prep wins by removing 6 p.m. decisions when willpower is already out to dinner. Super. Consolidate old accounts after checking insurance implications. Fees compound the wrong way. Make sure the investment option still fits your life. Story. Levi, an electrician in Perth. He parked holiday savings in his offset for 6 months and paid less interest along the way. Same trip, cheaper mortgage. The lesson. Good timing turns patience into money. Story. Ruby, a teacher in Brisbane. She moved laundry to off-peak and ran the dishwasher every other night. The routine felt tiny. The bill felt lighter. The lesson. Small rhythms beat big resolutions. Story. Noah and Amp, Sienna, a couple in Melbourne. They consolidated 2 old supers. Duplicate fees vanished. Their future got clearer. The lesson. Clarity pays dividends, literally. Checklist. Australia, do today. 1. Ask for a mortgage rate review. 2. Shift 2 energy-heavy tasks to off-peak. 3. Build a rotating grocery staples list. 4. Check super fees and options. 5. Set a tiny recurring extra repayment. India. Money monsoon hook. In India, inflation cooled and policy paused, making ME math kinder. Banks won't volunteer better terms, ask for them. Home and Amp. Auto EMIs. If rates eased, hold the payment steady and let extra go to principal. Tenure is the invisible cost of debt, shave it where possible. Fixed deposits and Amp. Debt funds. Ladder maturities so cash is always within reach. When inflation calms, real returns improve even if headline rates slip. Investing and Amp. Retirement. SIPs into broad equity funds are the opposite of drama. PPF and EPF are quiet compounding heroes. NPS can be a tidy add-on. Culture and Amp. Gold. If gold buying is tradition, go systematic. Small monthly buys beat one festival splurge. Emotion and math can get along just fine. Daily money hygiene. UPI makes paying effortless. Overspending can become effortless too. Turn on alerts. Keep a bills account separate from a spend account. Put big e-commerce events on the calendar with a cap. Story. Arjun and Amp. Mira, a new homeowners in Pune. They asked for a spread reset on a floating loan. Tenure dropped by nearly 2 years. The lesson. A polite request can be worth lakhs in interest. Story. Kavya, a software engineer in Hyderabad. She set a SIP for the day after payday and forgot about it. 6 months later, the balance felt like a stress vaccine. The lesson. Systems beat moods. Story. Rekha, an entrepreneur in Kochi. UPI alerts exposed a forgotten subscription. The cancel button funded a family picnic. The lesson. Awareness creates joy, sometimes literally. Checklist. India, do today. 1. Ask for an EMI spread reset. 2. Keep ME payment level after a rate tweak. 3. Ladder FDs. 4. Turn on UPI alerts. 5. Start or raise a SIP by the smallest painless amount. Speed round mortgage rates. Softer than the peak, still real, run math, not vibes. Groceries. Calmer headline inflation. Sneaky shrinkflation. Compare unit prices. Switch when it pays. Energy. Remains a wild card, audit before the first big seasonal bill. Jobs. Resilient but cooling. Keep the resume warm and quantify wins. Debt. High rate balances still hurt. Automate one extra payment. Savings. Small automatic transfers beat heroic one-offs. Consistency wins. Investing. DCA plus broad funds plus annual rebalance. Drama-free grows wealth. This week's one-page action list: run a 15-minute mortgage check. 3 quotes plus your bank's offer. Spreadsheet the break-even month. Audit subscriptions and auto-pays. Turn off one zombie charge today. Pick 5 dinners your household actually likes. Rotate them for 4 weeks. Send 1 extra payment to your highest APR card. Any size counts. Top up the emergency buffer by the smallest amount you won't notice. Revisit next month. Set calendar reminders for energy, benefit deadlines in your country. Rebalance your investments by rule, not by mood. Write the rule down. Write one money sentence on paper and tape it to the fridge. We don't chase headlines. We chase our plan. If this recap saved you time or money, consider subscribing and sharing it with the friend who forwards headlines at 2 a.m. Short form boosts reach. Long form builds the watch hours that keep deep dives coming. When you want the calm version of chaotic money news, personalfinancetime.com is your home base. For the quiet version of loud money news, subscribe and visit personalfinancetime.com. Thanks for supporting Watch Hours.